Hello, my Tubies, my Teletubbies, Sheila True Love. I'm here with you again, and I am back here with Walter Lee Hampton, part three. This is narcissistic men/women are reckless. Please be careful. I'm going to let you listen in on Walter Lee, which I do recommend highly that you go and check out his channel straight up and down. If you with it, subscribe for real because he is definitely trying to help us. He's trying to educate women of what's going on. He has a daughter, he has a mother, he has a sister, and he's letting us know what's up. So listen in.
If I'm out there having that much sex
Hold
with
on.
these women, I mean,
Hold on, guys. I didn't have the speaker on.
Battery is full.
Hold on.
Ready to pair.
Wait.
I think I put a condom on. It just makes
Wait,
no
wait.
sense.
Okay, wait.
You're 31 years of age.
Okay, here we go.
You're a sexually active individual. You're having sex with multiple women, and you don't use a condom. And these women allow you to have sex with them. Like I said, what are you worried about? Are you worried about kids? Are you worried about STDs? Any of this stuff? He just sat there laughing. People are. He's got thousands of followers. He's very attractive. This is not the first conversation I've had with one of my clients about their sexual habits with women and not using sending messages. So
hold on, guys. Hold on.
For a little while, then he'll meet with them at the hotel or whatever.
Okay, we're gonna pause for a minute. So here we are, my Tubies, my Teletubbies. We're back. Here we go.
Black men, for some odd reason, gay or straight, they don't like to use condoms. Now, if I'm out there having that much sex with these women, I mean, I think I put a condom on because it just makes the most sense. But I'm just forgetting my beard and mustache. It needs to be trimmed up. I'm trying to grow it in so much. But it's just kind of shocking that the way these guys, and he's not the only person, one of my straight clients who has come through my door and told me they don't use condoms and they have sex with all these. And one of my clients is a bodyguard for multiple celebrities. He tours with these people. He's always out on tour with these, and he meets these women with the clients that he's being a bodyguard for, which are sometimes celebrities, most of the time celebrities, rappers, and I don't want to say any of the names. But they meet these women, and they go back to the hotel, and they just have sex. He has shared some stories with me, and he says he refers to it as the guardrail or driving without the guardrail or something. I can't remember how he phrased it. But basically, he ain't using no condoms either. I've been around for a long time, y'all. 30 years. Over the years, I've met a ton of black, straight men who have contracted HIV through heterosexual sex. For some odd reason, a lot of black men think that they have, because they're not having gay sex, they don't think that they're at risk for HIV or any other STD. And that's why these STD rates are so sky high in these urban areas, because STD rates and pregnancies, because these men, they don't want to use condoms. They don't want to use protection. Maybe they just have not been properly educated on the importance of using these condoms. But the shocking part for me is these women allow this shit. You allow a man to have sex with you and ejaculate in you or on you or whatever they do, and you're not concerned about any type of disease?
That's where I come in. I have to agree with him. I definitely have to agree with Walter Lee Hampton. Number two, why is it that the women are allowing this? So then I have to go back inside my head and go back into my future and say, have I ever been with someone who was without a condom? Yeah, I did. At the same time, I was younger. And that's no excuse. I did it because I wanted to please the man. That's what it was all about, trying to please this man, even to a point where I was jeopardizing my own life. How sick is that? But like I said, I was younger. I was in my 20s. The moment I hit like 35 or 33, 35, oh, hell no. Hell no. But I'm trying, I want to hear the women's comments in terms of why are you women allowing this? Because you're so desperate. You're so pitiful, to be honest, and I don't mean to be crude, but you're desperate and you're pathetic and you're pitiful and you want to hang on to some guy to a point where you're willing to even die. Willing to die because you feel that being single means being alone. And being single does not mean being alone. If I can get women to understand just half of that, then we're more than halfway there. Single does not mean being alone because you have family, you have friends. And even if you don't have family that's measuring up, you have friends that, you know what? I don't like this show too much, but there's this show on Hulu. It's called Mistresses. Mistresses. And when you look at the friendships that those women have, yeah, that's what you need to be working on. Instead of trying to chase after some goddamn man, you need to be chasing after friendships like that. How many of you have seen the show Sex and the City? How many of you have seen the show Single Girls? Because we're living in a single type of world. I'm glad I got my girls. Yeah, you need to be checking out Golden Girls. These are women who don't have no man living in their house, and they're doing great. They're great. You know? You have so many shows also on television this day and age showing you how single women live. They date the men. Of course, they date because they like to have their little, you look so pretty. You look so this. You're so great. He got the flowers. Yeah, that's great. But you constantly sitting up here saying that I need a man. I want a man in my life. I want to get married. Well, you have got to understand what comes along with that, having a man. What comes along with that is verbal abuse, being disrespected, him looking and lusting after other women, him sit up there, talk about he loved you, but he impregnated some other woman outside of your marriage. We're not going to even begin to talk about the videos that you've seen on my channel. If you haven't, please rewind and go back and see what comes along with, I gotta have a man. I gotta have a man. Well, this is what comes along with it, sweetheart. Silent treatments. If they're not abusing you physically, then they're abusing you emotionally. One way or the other. So really? A lot of these males, they're looking for live-in punching bags. That's what they want. They want people who are at home. They want a live-in punching bag. They want a sex doll, a sex machine doll. And the only time they can see you as a human being, the only time they can see you as a human being is when you're being their mother or their sex toy. Okay? A lot of these women, you are nothing but their in-house punching bag. That's what my ex-narc thought he was going to get here, but honey, I flipped that crap. He was the inside punching bag who ended up in the hospital. Never me. Trust and believe. And where did I get that type of mind frame where I know my worth like that? Because I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a hardworking woman. I know I work hard like hell, for real, straight up and down. Let's spill the tea here, if you will. I wanted to say this. I've always wanted to say it. I'm going to say it now. It might sound weird and out of place, but these clowns, they got me all effed up. They got me all effed up in my head. It sounds cute. I've always wanted to say that. But anyway, I just never had the situation where I could say, you got me all effed up. Okay, but I said it. But the point is, all jokes aside, really, no. I'm not going to sit here and let someone make me feel like I'm not sexy enough. I'm not desirable enough. That's why I have to risk You don't have to sleep with a condom, honey, because I understand. Yeah, we're in the heat of the moment. We're in the throes of the passion. We're in the no, ain't that much throes and ain't that much passion, for real. No, like I said, if we have not gone to the clinic and we have not got paperwork done, this sex thing, yo, kid, it's not going down. But anyway, however, I digress. Let's listen in.
What's going on in Black America that is not making any type of sense? I was reading a report recently, and they said all these babies being born with syphilis.
Wow.
It says that it's starting to reach record numbers, and they were all in urban areas. So you have these black women who are getting pregnant by these men from these sexual encounters, contracting syphilis and going throughout the whole pregnancy without going to get proper treatment and natal treatment. Am I saying it right? When a pregnant woman's supposed to go to the hospital, go to a doctor and get tested for all this type of stuff. And they were bringing these children into the world with syphilis, which is uncalled for because you don't have to. When you go, you should, if you're doing prenatal treatment, I guess if I'm saying that correct, they should be able to determine if you have an STD and begin treatment, whether it's HIV, syphilis, whatever. Who would want to bring a child into this world with a sexually transmitted disease and they...
But you notice how he said there are so many people coming in, especially women with the syphilis. Syphilis used to be a thing that was dying down. It was almost going to be a thing of the past, but not anymore. Like I said, my son, my daughter, they worked with Planned Parenthood, and syphilis is on the rise more than anything, especially throat syphilis, where these women are letting men ejaculate in their mouth, they're swallowing it down, they're taking in buckets of syphilis, chlamydia, trichomonas, because when you ask the average female on the street, okay, listen to me, girlfriend, I'm going to ask you a question. Would you say that all men cheat? A lot of the women, 99.9, there I go with my 99% point, they would say all men cheat. They do. So my question is, if you know all men cheat, with cheating comes STDs. This is what we call common sense. What I always pray to my Heavenly Father, Jehovah, for through Jesus Christ. I always pray to Jehovah through Jesus for common sense. Please, Father, bless me with wisdom. Common sense would tell you that with cheating comes STDs. With STDs, why would you let somebody pop off in your mouth? And then you want to swallow it down and what? Swallow down a bucket of chlamydia, trichomonas, syphilis, gonorrhea. You got your mouth and your throat all filled with that crap. Are you crazy? Now you see, that doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that part out. With cheating, let me take this slowly. With cheating comes STDs. With STDs, fellatio popping off in your mouth and all down your throat. Your mouth has now become a garbage disposal. You kiss your family with that, your children. You want to eat off of people's plates and drink out of their cups? Are you serious? That's one thing about ebony women, black women. We're not trying to hear too much of that. Believe me when I tell you. That's why you see a lot of black men going elsewhere. They're going astray. Because black women, ebony women, call me what you choose to, we're not trying to hear too much of that. And when they want to sit here and say that HIV and AIDS and all of that is higher among the minority, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Like they say, don't believe the hype. That's bullery. Because when you talk to these black men who are promiscuous and you ask them, why are you going to these other races of women? You know what the black men always tell me? And I got 5 brothers who are black. Why? Because the other races of women are easy sexually. They will sleep with anything that's moving. Black women, They give you a hard way to go. They really give you a hard way to go. And black women, ebony women, look, let me tell you something about ebony women. Come on now, I know. I deal with them. Come on. Ebony women are not as, how you say, liberated. And how you say, sex is just fun. And it's just so much fun. Not too many black women are feeling that way. Not really. That's why you see so many black men who are going to other races of women in droves. Because those black men that are doing things like that, they are piggish. They are filthy pigs. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of those black men who are going to other races of women, they are straight up on the down low. And they know those other races of women, they don't question anything. They don't ask questions. They know, don't even step to an ebony woman that way. And I'm not trying to put other races of women down. God knows I'm not. Jehovah knows I'm not, through Jesus Christ. But the facts are the facts. Ebony women, they say we got this attitude. You know what I'm saying? It's her attitude. You know what our attitude is? No, you're not going to treat me any old kind of way. My attitude comes in with, when you look at the kind of men that we're dealing with, we got black men. Anybody who's dealing with these type of men, black men, are going to have an attitude. You see, they have a problem with black women because, yeah, we're going to ask, no, you do not come into my house 12 o'clock, 2 or 3 in the morning and think there's going to be no question. No, you do not think that you're going to sit up here and play video games while you drive my car, eat my food, lay up in my house, and think this is okay. Now, you have some ebony women who are putting up with that, but I assure you, it's not going to be for too long. Believe that. That's why they're going to the other races of women. They could sit up there and do all kind of filthy acts, things that black people was never accustomed to. A black man licking out of somebody's vagina and their rectum. There was a time, you never going to find no black man who do that nonsense. Are you crazy? Ebony women got somebody's penis popping up in their mouth. What? No. That came from the other races of people introducing that to the ebony or the black race, because black people don't get down like that because we didn't have to. We didn't have to. Our men are well endowed. The black woman's vaginal area is more than tight enough, good enough, juicy enough. Come on now. Look at the way the black woman's body is designed. Who would need oral or popping off or sucking this or licking that? Look at our bodies. You don't have to do all that. And that's not to come off as being racist. Like I told you, I am Sheila True Love, and I will. It is what it is. The facts are the facts. And no, I do not bite my tongue. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And that's a fact. There was a time when you never saw no oral sex among black people. Never, ever. Why? Because we didn't have no need for that. Our men are well endowed. The ebony woman, her vaginal, her vajayjay is like, yo, come on, like Fort Knox. And look at the rear end on that ebony woman. Did we really have to stoop so low into letting somebody bust in our mouth or sit up here and degrade? No. Black men sitting up there licking out of somebody's vagina. A woman who got discharged. She got all kind of feminine issues going on. You licking all out of her rectum and all of this. There was a time, like I said, you would never see no black man do no crazy nonsense like that because it wasn't necessary. He's well endowed. He didn't have to. He didn't have to. Anyway, I want to move it on to part 4, I suppose, but I'm keeping it real for real. I think that's one of the things you like about Sheila True Love. Let's keep it real. We've been introduced to all these other nationalities and all these other people coming in, bringing all this crazy nonsense to our culture. Because we didn't have the problems that these other cultures have. Really. Anyway, Sheila True Love. Keeping it real as always. Until next time, we'll talk again.